this presentation that is going to take 15 to 20 minutes, and I hope that you will bear with me, and thank you for creating time to come and help be my audience today. In the course that I was involved in, we were doing two products that were very important. We were doing, I chose milk products and also chicken value chain. So I chose to talk about the second value chain, which is chicken products. I know some of you are rearing chicken, and one of them is my good friend Prince, and I think he is more familiar with this process than I am. So there's what we call input supply. There are chicken producers. There's what we call they are responsible for rearing the chicken, and they feed, treat, and ensure that they remain in good shape until they are ready to be sold out. There is also what we call the production process. This production process is an actual process in the value chain, but contains small-scale farmers who rear and produce the chicken. We have trading. There are activities involved in the trading. We have collectors. They are responsible to come and pick up the chicken and distribute to the market. And then we have brokers, and they act as middlemen between producers and consumers, and they are the negotiators. We have the small traders. They are those who buy and sell in small quantities. And there are also big traders. They are advanced buyers and traders with large processing plants like supermarkets, and they buy a lot from those supermarkets, the big traders. And then we have chicken local buyers. These are locals within the production area. We have processing, the fourth process. Okay, the first process was input supply, production, and then we have this is what we call a value chain matrix that involves these processes. I was in the fourth process now. It's called this is converting the products into consumable goods, which includes export and abattoirs. They help transport the goods to the neighboring countries. They are chicken butchers. They're involved in the slaughtering and packing of the chicken products. Like I know Prince at his home country, he has they bring him chicken all the time. That when he needs the chicken, so he has someone taking care of those chickens, slaughtering and making them look nice, and he doesn't fail to eat a chicken like when he needs one. Yeah. Yeah. So these are the ones we are talking about, the butchers. And then we have chicken butchers. They are involved in the slaughtering and packing of the chicken products. have supermarkets. They also process those products. The final process of the value chain that includes the usage of the end products. Meat exporters, these are personnel involved in the export of the products. Live chicken exporters, we have transport chicken, which transport chicken live. And then we have individual consumers. These are people who are direct consumers of the product of the chicken, like you and me, who go to the shop or the supermarket to purchase those chicken when they are ready, the butchery or something like that. And hotels and restaurants, when you go, you order a chicken and it is brought to you. So those are the ones. And then we have restaurants, and they place many orders for chicken. This is the value matrix now for chicken. There are four processes involved, and the activities there. We have the actors, inputs, and outputs. Location. We have the challenges involved in raising chicken and possible solutions. So I was supposed to I did that project as a whole, and I put it, I summarized it as that. So we have in the input supply, we have breeding stock, veterinary. The activities involved in the input, they are breeding stock, veterinary services, and feeds. We have water and housing. The production side, we have rearing, fattening, that is there are feeds that you feed the chicken and they grow fat. There's what we call fattening. This is just a brief of the summary. And then in trading, we have collectors, transport, and distribution to consumers. And then in processing, we have slaughter. The activities that take place in processing are slaughtering, packing, and chilling. And then we have consumers. These are domestic consumption, exporting to neighboring countries. Then the actors. If there are any questions, maybe you can ask. I don't want to be like dictating all the time. You feel free to ask any questions. There are actors. These actors are chicken producers, the extension system, and veterinary stockists. These are now the actors are those people that keep the poultry. Those who have interest, even veterinary, you hire a veterinary to look for your chicken. I think Princess shared that a lot.
So let me ask.
Yes.
So these actors, how would you select them? Because you have, maybe you are not there. You have your farm workers. You have the veterinary guy or extension services from the local extension service providers, and then maybe even the suppliers of the food. Because sometimes the quality of food also is important, and there are different qualities from different suppliers. how do you ascertain that this is the extension officer or vet I need to work with, or and this is the supplier for my feeds I need to get to? How are you able to identify that? Because that affects your production at the end.
Thank you for the question. There is a lot of information involved, available on the internet. So those people are always there. Even when I was doing this project, I will search through the internet and find some information here and there and combine it together. So I think there are also videos that posted videos that you can be able to watch and see for yourself how these things are read. Any other question?
Yeah, because I keep poultry. The first time when I started, I was about to give up. It's like I'd stopped. So I talked with one of my friends and they encouraged me, you just continue doing it. I think right now I have close to 300 and something. The local breeds.
Oh, that is great.
But at first, I got everybody who could tell me, oh, I know about chickens, I know how to vaccinate and do this. But later, when I came and got a qualified vet, the mortality rate has really improved, because by week 1, I could have, how many chickens could have died? Maybe 10, 20. But now, in my week 2, week 3, no chicken dies. And so I feel it is important to get somebody who really qualify, and maybe you need to interview, find out their credential, find out their experience. That is key, because somebody can tell you they have immunized your animals. Maybe they give you an expired product, or they don't know how to do it, and then it can affect your chicken business. And they can all die, with the diseases, they can all die. And the feeds also, sometimes there are some which are cheap, and then you decide to buy them. And so it's important that you really need to confirm the quality. If you can visit the farms of people who are what they are using, that can also help me. And I feel that is what has helped me to really identify. And I'm looking forward for next year to start maybe a more professional one, if I can reach 1,000 local breed chicks. But it's important to find out that, otherwise you can give up on that business.
That is so powerful. Yeah, I agree with you. I think, word of mouth usually is very good, because we talked about, in our last lesson, we were talking about the 4 P's and how they can be applicable in marketing. So I think word of mouth, like what you say, they know a particular vet is good, and then you go and maybe talk to that person, and maybe, like you said, you need to interview them and find out if they know these things, and they will tell you, if you find an honest person, you will know, because even me, I had a machine for pumping water. There is this mechanic who used to come and eat all my money and do nothing. Like he was explaining about the cooperatives, disagreements. There are people who just want your money. This guy came and just one day, he didn't spend even 30 minutes, the machine was working, and he rectified the problem once and for all. I don't have to worry anymore about watering my plants. So that is very, very, very important. Yes?
Okay, let me just, for part of the presentation.
Okay.
So, it's easier sometimes as a starter in that, to even sell to the supermarket is very complex. It's not like easy, like just saying I'm going to buy a piece of bread. So what is the plan for you to qualify? Because there are standards, the government standards.
For sure.
How can you maintain those standards so that you can sell to such places like supermarkets? Because those ones require a lot of standards.
Yeah, actually, when you talked about standards, we were in our last lesson, we talked about standards.
Like you see, you say Fred chicken, so everybody knows this chicken is from Fred, and it means some standards, because a chicken is not a chicken these days, because people do a lot of things to the chicken, including injecting them with things which are not so good to our
Sure.
health.
We also talk about cats.
Yeah.
What
Oh yeah, Kenya Bureau.
yeah, the standards for Kenya, yeah, and also we have other standards all over the world. We have standards, like when you want to export, there is this EU, the European Union
Yes.
standards. So there are some case analysis that we did about those people that export things outside and the challenges that they are exposed to. So I think, yeah, you're right when we talk about standards. So we need to scrutinize this product and know, for example, food. If you're exporting food, it has to be standardized. It has to undergo those processes, even certification
Yeah.
for you to do that.
Yeah.
So that process is very important, and it helps to legalize your business.
Okay.
Yes,
There is a market there for the chicken.
there is a lot of market for the chicken. There is what you call
This one.
location where to sell the chicken. We have markets, supermarkets, there's homes, there's hotels and restaurants. Yes. So I think
Yeah, three. And I'm thinking, and all of them have standards.
yeah.
If I'm selling to maybe my neighbor, sometimes they'll not give me a good price, but maybe there's no standard. But when you go to the hotels, maybe they'll tell you, I need, if it is the broiler, they'll tell you we need it to be maybe 1.5 kg. You have to meet that. So if it is 2 kg, they don't want it.
Sure.
And so if you are taking to maybe to a supermarket, they have their own standard, the way you package it, the way you do everything.
You're right.
And so for you to get more, maybe you need to add some value to it, so that you just don't, if you sell it just like to your neighbor, they think you didn't spend anything. Your chicken was just walking and they want maybe 200 shillings, but you have to add that value, but that requires maybe you have to meet some local standards, so that people know that it's not only a chicken, but it's Fred's chicken, like maybe from Fred's farm. And this chicken from Fred's farm, they're of this quality. But otherwise, it's just like any other chicken which we do not have any standard. So it's something that is important, so that you can be identified. It's not only chicken, but Fred's chicken. And Fred's chicken, they meet some standards.
You are very right. I think you ended up presenting this to me when you are a professional.
No.
I think
I'm learning.
sure. That is so good. And thank you for your time, and I hope I haven't gone overboard. And thank you, Prince, for your contribution, and everybody else, Jacob and Fred, Ocean,
Yes.
and Tears. Thank you for your time, and we hope this has taught us something. And I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.